Hello, today I am over here at the estate cleaning it up, literally cleaning it up, mopping floors and vacuuming. So I'm going to answer some viewer questions today, so stay tuned. Hello, I'm Jerry Hansen, your host of Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm over here at the estate cleaning up, and I was just doing some vacuuming and mopping of the floors and cleaning the toilets, etc., etc. But I wanted to sit down and take a break, and I wanted to talk to you guys about some comments or questions I'm getting from some viewers on my channel. Apparently that one video that I launched back in November went viral in December, and it really touched a chord, and now I see it ever present in the media. The national media is talking about homelessness, and that really struck a chord with me because we were homeless, and it was because of circumstances beyond our control that we ended up homeless. So I'm happy to see that the video did go viral, and I'm getting all kinds of comments from that show because it really did strike a chord with people who are feeling hopeless and wanting that desire to get out of where they're at. And I'm glad I'm able to give you some tools to motivate you and rethink yourself and your situation. Mainly focusing on one's abilities rather than one's disabilities. So I just wanted to touch on that. I also went into a explanation of how I was able to figure out how I can motivate myself and climb out of this pit that I was in with my family of being homeless. So it just takes fortitude and a will to change things in my life, because in one of my shows I presented this one message, and that message is simple. If it is to be, it is up to me. So saying that to yourself hopefully will have the same effect on you as it did on me. Now, those of you like me who have certain levels of disability, some more extreme than myself, I've seen your comments and I really feel for your situation. I wish I could help, but I do have a full plate right now and I'm unable to help everybody out there, even though I want to. But the best I can do is just give you guys the motivation and the tools, which I've explained in those other 3 videos, on how to motivate yourself. And that one sentence, if it is to be, it is up to me, is a tool to self-motivate yourself to make it happen for yourself. And then there's that other point when I came to the self-realization that my homelessness and my path is all in my control, in my hands, not the government's hands, not the community hands. It is in my hands. My destiny is in my hands. So therefore I decided to stand up, dust myself off, and start focusing on my abilities rather than my disabilities. And I found that a lot of my viewers are catching that phrase, and has really helped motivate them and get them to come up out of the situation they were in and chart a life. The other questions for, I'm beginning a series of questions, is what, I mentioned some workshops that I was able to take in my community that were available to me for free. Well, one was disability for disabled people. There are workshops that you have to go out and look for. I'm not going to help you. I've got a full plate. I had to help myself. So this is to tell you, you have to get up off your butt and go help yourself. Don't expect anybody else to help you with this. There are programs out there, you've just got to find them. Open your phone book, start asking questions. The first resource you can go to is go down to the employment office. It's not the unemployment office, it is the employment office. And ask them if they know of any facilities available or any programs available for a person in your circumstance that you can at least get some kind of skill to get back in the workplace. That's the first step I took, was start asking questions. Once I found that there were some available programs, I went ahead and applied for them. One here in Oregon, that's right, I live in Oregon. I live west-southwest of Crater Lake National Park. I'm gonna stay anonymous as to where exact location my home is because I don't want everybody knowing where I live. I like my privacy, except for what I decide to show you guys on YouTube. So that answers another question. What a lot of people keep asking me is, where do I live? Well, I live in Oregon, okay? That's all I'm gonna tell you. Look in your areas for programs. The program that was available in my state was called Oregon Department of Vocational Rehabilitation, which I went and applied for. And after the application process, they determined that I was fit and able to be able to go through their workshops and receive some assistance. Yes, they helped me with some financial assistance with vocational training in a field that I could work with my disabilities, and that's when I found out, hey, I have some abilities. Let's work with those abilities. There's another program here available in our state, and that I don't know if they're available anymore, but in the day it was called Job Council. You might have them called other things in your states, but by all means, check them out. Job Council was a place where I could go and take advantage of free workshops. They taught me how to do, work on computer programs such as Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word programs, to help facilitate getting me more employable and developing more skills. They also teamed up on my behalf with the Oregon Department of Voc Rehab, and collectively they put their resources together and got me training as a certified nurse's aide, where I could work in the healthcare community and work within the steps of a crash cart. That way, if something else happened to my heart, because that's where my disability is, I was working within steps of the crash cart. So that was smart thinking on my part. I've been working there 13 years now in the same unit. I work in the cardiac unit at a local hospital, and I thoroughly enjoy helping other people. Next question is, how do I find all of these estates to clean up? The simple answer is word of mouth. The complicated answer is patience. It's hard for people to wait and put your feelers out there, but also the most important thing that's really helped me achieve what I've been able to achieve, to go from homelessness to Homestead in a short period of time, and then now developing as estate cleanups and being able to furnish my house finally. I developed relationships with individuals over the years, and these are meaningful, deep relationships. And these are people who are really close to my heart. All my friends are close to my heart. I am very endeared to them, and they know people, and they're people of all ages. So this estate right here is, I think, my fifth or sixth estate that I've been invited to clean up. For the most part, it's somebody who is renting. They have to move and they've collected a little bit too much stuff, so they say, "Hey Jerry, you got a pickup? Come over and help me." So they end up giving me a bunch of stuff that they don't need, and I only take stuff that I know I could use and repurpose on my homestead. I've gotten fencing, I've gotten building materials, I've gotten products and items that I could use. And with the exception of this estate, this was some dear friends of ours. We used to rent from them. That's how we met them years ago. And we became really good friends because I really showed pride in my home, in what, raising my family. I always made sure my home was kept nice, my grounds were kept nice. I even went the extra mile and repaired and fixed things for them, and they really entrusted their confidence in me and kept my rent really low, so I was able to rent. And this was before we became homeless, by the way. So that is how I ended up coming up with these estate cleanups, mainly by word of mouth and relationships with people whom I know. And they know people who know people, and they know me. And so therefore they understand that I can help them, and I'm not afraid to help them within my abilities. I have limitations, and with those limitations I recognize them, and I'm still able to focus on my abilities and help them out. So I don't live a life of being a total invalid. But in the meantime, I am enjoying what I'm doing, and I enjoy helping people with however I can help them and what ways I can help them. But to look at me, you wouldn't notice there was anything wrong with me. I don't really let it on. I don't like to be treated as an invalid, so I don't behave like an invalid. And I guess that's all it takes, is just a state of mind. Being homeless was miserable. It was stressful. The stress is what literally killed me. I didn't fall into drug addiction or alcoholism. Some people who are homeless, that's what leads them to homelessness, because of whatever that's causing them pain inside. They're trying to mask that pain with drugs and alcohol, and they're not getting the true help that they really need. And some people can't be helped. Some people actually need to be, sorry to say, some people need to be institutionalized to be able to save them from themselves. 17 years ago, we were homeless, and I had the open heart surgery. I've had a home. You can't really call it a home. We lived in our travel trailer up until about 4 or 5 years ago, when I was able to purchase Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, and follow those videos, and that will clue you in on how I purchased it with a minimum amount of cash when I'm just starting out getting back on my feet with my job. I hope I was able to answer a lot of those questions. I'm sure I'll get the same questions over and over again because they haven't seen this video yet. But that's okay. Now I can point them to this video and they could get their questions answered. Thank you guys for tuning in to this little chat. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen from Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you guys for joining me and tuning in on my show, and helping support our family and getting more financially stable through your viewership. You can follow me also on social media. I post to Facebook, but I have to confess, I'm not on Facebook a whole lot. I don't understand Facebook. And Twitter, Pinterest, Reddit, I'm on Blogger. Oh, what is that other one? I have to have a cell phone to be able to upload it to it, and I live in a dead zone, so we don't have cell service. I don't own a cell phone. So some of you have been inviting me to join you and watch your shows on that platform, but I can't get on it. I have no tools to be able to get on it with. And also Snapchat. I can't get on Snapchat. I'll quit whining. I'm Jerry Hansen. I want to thank you for coming. I'll see you guys again later. Bye-bye.